Hello friends. Welcome to Story Orchard. Here, stories are not just for fun. They also make your English listening and reading better. Before we start, make sure to hit subscribe for new tales and tell me in the comments. Which words did you learn and where in the world are you listening from? I love reading your comments. My name is Aisha. I'm 19 years old. I live in a small town with my parents in an old but beautiful house. Our house is big with many rooms, but the one place that always gave me strange feelings was the guest room. It was a room no one used much, only when relatives visited. Still, whenever I passed by it, I felt something unusual. I never told anyone because I thought maybe I was imagining. But deep inside, I knew that room was not normal. The guest room always smelled strange. Not dirty like dust, not sweet like flowers, but a smell that was old and heavy, like memories trapped inside the walls. Whenever I entered, my chest felt tight, and I wanted to leave quickly. Have you ever walked into a place and instantly felt something was wrong? That's exactly how I felt every time. One summer, my cousin Sarah came to stay with us for a week. She was excited because she loved old houses. My parents decided she should stay in the guest room. My heart jumped when I heard that. I wanted to tell them, but how could I explain a smell that only I seemed to notice? The first night, Sarah went into the room happily. She said it was cozy and quiet. I stood by the door, my eyes scanning every corner, my nose catching that same heavy smell again. I thought maybe Sarah would notice, but she didn't say anything. Sometimes silence hides more than words. That night, when the house became quiet, I couldn't sleep. My mind kept thinking about Sarah sleeping in that room. The smell, the feeling, the strange atmosphere, it all bothered me. Around midnight, I got up and walked silently towards the guest room. The corridor was dark, the wooden floor creaked under my feet, and my heart beat faster. When I reached the door, I froze. A faint light was glowing from inside. Though Sarah had turned the lamp off earlier, I leaned closer and smelled it again. The same heavy smell, stronger this time. Have you ever felt your fear and curiosity fight inside you at the same time? That's what was happening to me. I wanted to open the door, but I was too scared. Suddenly, the knob turned from inside, and Sarah opened the door. She looked half asleep and whispered, "Aisha, do you smell that?" Finally, she noticed too. I nodded quickly. We both stood in silence, breathing in the strange scent. It was not coming from the bed, not from the cupboard, not even the floor. It felt like the smell was floating in the air itself, heavy and unforgettable. Sarah said maybe an old trunk, or something was hidden there. She wanted to check in the morning, but I couldn't wait. I whispered, "No, let's check now." When curiosity calls, sleep runs away. We started searching the room carefully. We opened the cupboard. Empty. We checked under the bed. Only dust. We tapped on the walls. And suddenly one corner gave a hollow sound. Our eyes met instantly. Have you ever found something that made your heartbeat run faster than your thoughts? That's how I felt. We pushed the small cupboard aside and saw a loose wooden panel in the wall. My hands shook as I pulled it open, and there inside was a tiny hidden space. A small wooden box lay there, covered in dust and age. The smell was stronger now, coming directly from the box. Sarah looked at me nervously. I whispered. Should we open it? She nodded slowly. Sometimes answers are scarier than questions. We lifted the lid, and inside we found old letters tied with a ribbon, faded photographs, and a small bottle with dried roses inside. The smell was coming from that bottle. I picked it up, my fingers trembling. It smelled like perfume mixed with sadness, like something from the past that refused to die. Sarah read one of the letters aloud. It was written decades ago by a young girl named Amna, who once lived in this house. She had written about her dreams, her love for someone her family didn't approve of, and her plan to run away. But the last letter ended suddenly with the words, "If I don't return, remember me in this room." My heart pounded. This wasn't just a smell. It was a memory left behind. The photograph showed a beautiful young woman with bright eyes. She looked full of life, but something about her smile was haunting. Sarah whispered, "Do you think she ever left?" I swallowed hard. Or maybe she never got the chance. That moment, the air in the room felt heavier. The smell wrapped around us like an invisible blanket. For the first time, I realized it wasn't just a random scent. It was her presence, her story, trapped for years. Goosebumps covered my arms. Sarah closed the box quickly, and we both sat silently, trying to calm our breaths. Have you ever discovered something that changed the way you look at a place forever? That was my moment. From that night onward, the guest room never felt the same again. It wasn't just a room anymore. It was a silent storyteller, carrying the memory of Amna, the girl who never got to finish her story. Sarah and I promised to keep the box safe. We cleaned the guest room, placed fresh flowers, and opened the windows wide. The smell never fully left, but it became softer, almost like a whisper instead of a scream. Now whenever guests come, they say the room feels warm and nostalgic, but for me, it always carries that secret. The story of Amna, the hidden letters, and the unforgettable smell of the guest room. Sometimes homes hold more than furniture and walls. Sometimes they hold memories, secrets, and voices that never found peace. And every time I pass the guest room, I whisper softly, "Amna, you are not forgotten."